How's it going, everyone? I'm Frank Cavone, and we are here live with the Cheap Flights and Cornbread podcast. We're here with episode 11. We have our Fredette,
hello,
returning guest, and we got the captain, the commander, the bartender, the whatever, Brett Porter.
Thank you.
We needed like a drum roll now for you because that's like the running thing now. So we'll
it's not necessary.
It's very necessary.
Stop it.
But we have a lot to talk to you about. Thank you all for tuning in again to episode 11. As all of you know, you can watch it live right here on Facebook and YouTube, and you can also listen to it the next day on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud if that's your thing. But yeah, we have a lot to talk about. How's everybody's week been? How have you been, man? Good week, good weekend?
It's exciting.
See any music?
Oh, the High Holy Day was last weekend, so I don't remember much of it.
Okay.
St. Patrick's Day and Jameson go hand
Oh, yeah, it's your holiday.
And so does Amnesia. So, yeah.
I actually didn't have a lick of alcohol on St. Patrick's Day. Isn't
Really?
that crazy? I don't even know what I did, actually. I ate a Reuben, at least.
There you go.
I ate a Reuben. What about you, Brett? How you doing, man?
Oh, dude, it was great. St. Patrick's Day was lit. I did have a lick of alcohol. I had a few licks of alcohol, but it was fun. I got to experience my first ever night of bartending St. Patrick's Day, and I think that is a rite of passage. I thought New Year's Eve was the rite of passage. I thought Thanksgiving Eve was the rite of passage. St. Patrick's Day really was the most ridiculously lit occasion for such a bar. Where we don't compete in any way. We don't do any specials. Our ability is availability. And we had a massive crowd. Almost no fights.
That's a good day.
Dude, last call is 3 at 2:45. Some dude got sucker punched. And we made it so far, man. I was getting ready.
Nothing good happens past 2 a.m. Isn't that a song or something like that?
That's true, too. If you've
Is
been
it
a
a true
bartender, nothing good happens after 2 a.m.
Yeah. It's
absolutely not.
Dude, you're not wrong. It was a venture for sure. But now I think I'm too ingrained in the culture now. I feel like I'm going to be that old miserable prick tending bar for the rest of my life in one facet or another.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Dude, no, I cry my ass to the bank every night.
There you go.
Hell yeah. Yeah, normal week here at Mirth Films, kind of normal. Had a couple shows here in the Capital Region this past weekend, one of them being Korn making their return. I think the last time they were in the area, they were with Alice in Chains, which preferably I would rather see than Korn. But it was an alright. I respect their style of music, but it's just not for me.
Right.
Creates for great photos though, and met some cool photographers. Actually, shout out to Claude Christopher for letting me borrow like a $2,000 lens on the spot because I didn't have a long enough lens. Hell of a guy, very nice guy. Did some Greg Bell filming. Still chugging along. We still got a shit ton of interviews we got to do. We still got to interview you.
Sure.
Ken was like, we have to get ours. So.
Oh, wow.
So we really would, obviously want to have your opinion on and the perspective of, the music scene over the past 30 years. Between the work that he's done.
Ouch, 30 years.
I never knew Teddy Toll. I met him for the first time.
Yeah, Ted's a legend, man.
He's a legend. That guy is just like you. Like, sticks to your gun.
Well, we're both Lansingburg
guns.
Boys. Ted's
from
really?
North.
Yeah, originally from Lansingburg. Up
no
in
shit.
Troy, so, yeah. It's kind of in the drinking water over there.
Okay, so that's what gets you into the great music, huh?
Well, I think that's where the stick-to-itiveness comes from.
Oh, okay.
You're over there in the north end of a city everybody hated for 100 years. So you gotta just learn how to dig it and do what you gotta do, and Teddy does it better than anybody.
He does. I knew him from emails, trying to get into concerts, and now putting a face to the name, it makes sense. That guy is very active. Like, it seems like he has always like high energy.
Always.
In a good way. You need that, and he's just like Greg, goes to every one of his shows. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, he is the owner of Empire Live. And does he own SLP or Step Up?
Step Up. Okay,
Step Up presents. Another great promoter who brings awesome hardcore, alternative, punk music.
Yeah, he's across the board. He's involved, I think, with SLP a little bit.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah, I think they work together on some stuff. But Ted started all that booking at the QE2 back in the day.
That was his thing.
That's
okay.
where he started. Yeah, cut his teeth.
Wow, good to know. Good to know. Other than that, Doug Quimby is back involved with Mirth Films. We're very happy to have him back on board. You guys just were recently up in Lake Placid for a week filming snowboarding, and he was on the podcast. And now he's doing skateboarding content for Mirth Films, which is awesome. Something that I miss doing. I'm a skateboarder, and we don't do it anymore. And sometimes music just consumes you, and it's that's it. And it is a job too. So, but I did take a tumble. I definitely I had one of those moments where it's like I rolled off this thing that I was trying to do, and I just knew last second it wasn't gonna work out, and my hand is completely bruised up, and thank you so much for helping me out. I had to have Kim Neaton help me with video stuff yesterday. I couldn't do anything, and I scraped up my body, but whatever. You pay to play. It's skateboarding. But what we really want to get into is number one. We got a new issue of the Experience out.
Yes, the April issue.
Let's check it out.
Should I pick it up and hold it up for everybody?
Yeah.
Da-da-da.
So where can everybody pick up the Experience?
They're all over. I mean, if it's a coffee shop or a bar, you can find it there. Places where people gather, record stores, places like that. We're always looking for new places, obviously, and there'll be a complete list actually this month on the website.
Oh, that's great.
And also, if you can't find the paper, we have the digital edition every month. It's a full PDF. You can get all the ads.
No way.
Well, our ads, because they're it's also small business. I look at it like
you need to have it.
Not only that, but it's part of what we do.
Right.
It's people that support the community and people that support local music and local arts, and that's why they advertise with us, as well as trying to make a couple bucks. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with that. I mean, honestly, for advertisers aspect, somebody who is niche, this is niche. This is a great place to advertise. If you are in if you're in the music industry, you're a venue, you're a bar, or even just
you want
a
to
cool
hit that
shop.
If you want to hit that crowd.
That is true. If you want to hit a specific demographic.
Right. We're there for you.
And it's great content, great staff, great articles, and you do literally holy work, because to run and operate not only a radio station, a newspaper, that's monthly, that you're self-distributing, you're not,
I deliver them all myself, except for 300.
Exactly. So small business, supporting small, it's so important. You look at a company like Hearst, and that's the thing. What a lot of people don't realize is, a lot of mainstream media is owned by media conglomerations. You get it with radio stations. I feel like it's a very common thing. I feel like a lot of people know that already. But it's awesome when it's stuff like this, because it's stuff like this that makes. That just sets the boundaries.
Well, it's funny because this goes all the way back to Ted Eatall.
Okay, really?
Ted Eatall was my salesman for Metroland. When I used to buy ads for my bars, Ted was the guy I bought my ads through. So, I watched the way he'd hustle. And when I started doing this, if I can work half as hard as Ted did, because I don't have that kind of energy. But if I could do half of what he did, I'm going to make it. And he was... So it all feeds into it. We're all standing on someone's shoulders.
And you are truly the only and independent paper in this area.
Yeah, I think so.
Truly, that is distributed regionally.
Yeah, we're owned. We're all, like I said, it's all local. It's right out of Waterford. It's a closet in Waterford we work out of.
That's awesome.
So I guess I didn't come out of the closet. I don't know. But it's a very small office, and everything's in there. There's 2-guy operation as far as day to day, and nice staff of writers that help out every month. I mean, they're doing this for the love of it too. Yeah, it's great, and I appreciate being able to talk about it here. It's audience.
It's an awesome conversation to have, because this is where we kind of head off, is
where we gel.
It's digital. I do a lot of digital stuff, more video. Where you're niche radio, got this awesome paper. No, it's just cool to hear what you had to do to get to where you are today, because you have history in music prior to even doing this, and I feel like stuff like that. are the prereqs that you
It
need,
helped.
you know?
It helped. You know, you talked about bartending. I owned bars for years and booked bands. I realized at one point I was opening bars that I like to book bands. That's really why I opened the bars. And beer doesn't suck either. But, you know, all that experience went into this. Knowing how to self-promote, knowing how to hustle.
Right.
Watching people like Ted, watching people like Tess, Howard Glassman, those type guys. Watching what they've done over the years and going, all right, I can learn from them. And being smart enough to do it. You know, and then like watching what Metroland was when it was at its heyday.
Yeah.
And going, I can do that and I can do this different and, you know, just making it happen.
And that it reminds me so much of Metroland too. Like that, I don't
No
know if you've
politics
ever.
with us though.
Okay, I didn't even know they got into it. I always looked at it, I was like, oh wow, that's the cool part of the Times Union. But something that is time sensitive and is happening this Saturday.
This Sunday.
Sorry, Louie Marathon. It is the first time you guys have done it in 30 years?
30 years, yeah. We did it 30 years ago.
Okay, so fill us in. Where is it happening? What takes place at the Louie Marathon?
All right, so 30 years ago, the Lawn Sausages had just formed as a band. And we really couldn't play, and we still can't sing. But we decided we were going to do something to raise money for St. Patrick's Food Pantry in Troy.
Oh, okay.
So Jim Barrett, our fearless leader, came up with the idea, well, anybody can play Louie. So we'll just do it for 5 hours nonstop. And we'll invite local bands to play in. Well, it came up in my Facebook memories from a friend that we had done it 30 years ago. So we said, what the hell? Let's do it again. People are hungry.
Yeah.
It's been a real shitty past couple of years as far as no fun on anything.
Zero.
So we said, this is silly. It's just goofy enough to be fun to bring it back. And we can help the regional food bank. So the idea is, you know, we start it by playing Louie. And kind of like the song that never ends, people just filter in all kinds of local musicians.
While the songs are going on.
And they have one song played for 6 hours nonstop.
Oh my God.
And it's the simplest song in the world. You know, it's bum 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 for 6 hours.
Yeah.
And you know, it'll get done reggae, it'll get done ska, it'll get done metal throughout the day, and it'll be jammed out like the Allman Brothers in a couple spots, or it'll just be the song. And you're helping out with this, which is huge.
Yeah, the whole event will be live streamed right on the Mirth Films YouTube channel, and it will also be on the Radio X Xperience Monthly and Facebook and Mirth Films Facebook pages. So many places to go check it out. Head to Radio X to go check it out and support this awesome cause because it is for good reasons.
And one thing we're going to do too is the first 100 people through the door get a free kazoo.
Really?
So they can play along. And who knows? Maybe we'll have a kazoo conga line at one point through the whole thing.
That would be pretty freaking awesome.
So it's up at the
now, was this the same place you held it?
No, we held it at a bar in Troy that is no longer there. But the guy who owned that bar is the guy who runs the front bar for the American Legion of Wine and Skill.
Oh, okay.
So I took it up there so he could be involved again. And, you know, it's a Legion. So it's a little loosey-goosey. You don't have to worry about, you know, all the rules that you have with, like, some bars and stuff.
Right.
A lot of parking, big back room. I mean, hell, when I DJ'd weddings, I must have done 300 weddings out of that room. So, and it's just a fun room. And it's, you know, it's...
No, it sounds like it's going to fit. It sounds like a lot of people are going to be coming out to this and more space the merrier. And just to read out some of the names here we got here. The Lawn Sausages, the legendary Lawn Sausages, Soul Sky, Nikki Chaos, and if I'm saying any of these names wrong, please let me know. Chris Bazone, Faced, Smittix, Black Cat Elliott. I love those guys.
Oh, they're old friends, old dear friends.
Super awesome dudes. They opened up for the Death Kings at Empire Underground. Never knew they existed in this area, and it's really refreshing to know that there's actual punk music.
I gave them their first gig.
No way. Yeah. Okay.
Opening for the Lawn Sausages and the Flesh Tones at one of my bars.
So they have history with Albany.
Albany, Troy. I've always used them, even though they're Albany cats, to my mind they've always been more of a Troy band because they cut their teeth in Troy a lot through the 90s and early 2000s. They were there a lot. Great guys.
So we also have Northern Born, Brother T, The Erotics. The singer of that band is Nicky
Mike
Six 2.0.
Oh yeah, he's the best. Mike's a wonderful guy.
Frank Cavone, who's that?
Who's that cat?
Scotty Mack, Steve Candlin, Peggy of Troy, Brian Kane, Tony Pellegrino, Big Frank, and the Bargain Bingers. Bingers. Okay, off the record, Bill Milheiser, and more to come. So there's going to be some surprise guests. You guys also have some support. Some sponsors that are going to be helping out the event as well.
Yeah, well, Mirth Films first and foremost.
Okay.
Peak Music over in Latham. Rocky's Music Studio. He's providing a drum set for us, and Rocky is a great guy.
Cool.
Rocky Petroselli used to be the drummer in Ernie Williams and the Wildcats.
No way.
And I think he's got a...
Is he a photographer too?
No, that's Dino.
Oh, that's Dino.
I don't know if
Okay.
they're related or not. Corcoran's Towpath Tavern, who was a sponsor for our local lunch every day on the station.
Oh, awesome.
And then the River Street Beach Shop, which is owned by Jim Barrett, who is the founder of the Lawn Sausages.
The founder of the Lawn Sausages.
This all grew out of his warped little mind.
That's awesome. I mean, you guys seem like a 1-2 punch. Is he like one of your
He's
closest
my mentor.
guys? He's your mentor.
He's my
Okay.
mentor. He took a 15-year-old kid up to his radio show he was doing at the time on WRPI, and then basically my course was set for the rest of my life.
Wow.
From going to that show. I mean, what we do at Radio X is really based on what he founded in Kaleidoscope in 1967. That same spirit.
The record store.
No.
Kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope is his radio show.
Oh, that was his radio show.
It's been on the air for 55 years. It's still on my station now.
Damn.
And yeah, this idea of playing great music, it doesn't have to be stuff people are familiar with all the time.
Right.
And just making sure if the song's great, it stands on its own. Artists who deserve exposure that will never get it on the the conglomerate radio stations of the world.
Absolutely, yeah.
And local. Make sure you take care of the local. That was all stuff Jim instilled in me early on, and that's what we're still doing to this day.
That's incredible, man. He really is like a foot soldier of rock and roll. That guy.
He's the real deal.
And hearing his life story, like he just sounds like a badass. In and out.
You know, the thing with Jimbo is every day's Christmas with Jimmy. Okay, he wakes up every day and it's the best day of his life. And
wow, that's a great mindset.
And if you go with him on that,
yeah,
you're gonna have a great time. And he knows he's forgotten more about music than we'll ever know.
Yeah.
And he's stopping the record store down there at the beach shop, and it's like an audience with the Pope. He's holding court. He's telling you'll spend 2 hours talking about Ronnie Wood. Now he's the Rolling Stone no one ever talks about. Right, Jimmy knows everything about him. Wow. And about how
just
good
an encyclopedia.
Yeah, and he's always willing to share that. It's always upbeat. He's always looking to help a new artist, help any artist. And like I said, that spirit is really what we do at the station. But that's what the whole Louie thing is all about. Let's have some fun.
Be silly.
If you can't be silly for at least 10 minutes a day, you're losing. So we're giving you 6 hours to be silly.
And then you don't have to listen to it again for another 30 years.
Right. In 30 years, none of us will be here.
We were wondering, is that the reason why you waited 30 years? Because just like, you outplayed it, and
No, it just popped up with a friend's Facebook.
Why that song specifically?
Because anybody can play it.
Anybody can play
it.
it.
And it's probably the greatest rock and roll song of all time, okay? Because why? It's stupid simple. Nobody really knows the lyrics.
Nobody can understand
right?
what he's saying.
And there's like 25 songs built off it. If you think about it, like Hang On Sloopy, Wild Thing, Little Latin Loopy Loo.
Wild Thing, yeah.
They're all built off that same bum, 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 bum. They're all built off that beat. And it's actually a reggae song by a guy named Richard Berry to start, who sold the rights for like $300 to get married.
Wow.
Yeah, back in the day. And the Kingsman version was even investigated by the FBI.
Oh,
for obscenity.
For obscenity?
For obscenity, yeah, because you get this kid singing with a mouthful of braces, screaming up at a microphone. They do it in one take, and it comes out and becomes the biggest cult song of all time.
One take, wonder.
One take.
Jesus Christ! I never knew that history of the song. I haven't been practicing, and now my hand's fucked. It's getting better.
We got a kazoo for you. Don't worry.
I'll play kazoo. But I was kind of like just downstrumming, and so I could still like kind of play, and I like tried to like hear it out, and then I was like, All right. Yeah. It's like what? Like a G, a D, an A. Like so
like everything is.
Yeah.
You know.
And
It's
I was
just-
like, oh, it doesn't even switch up during the verse. I'm like, oh shit, this is
No,
so
that's
now
the-
like my goal is to like learn some type of not solo but like some like note work
Sure.
where I could like kind of paint some notes over the I don't know.
And that's the thing
We'll
too, is
see.
it lends itself. There's like over 300 recorded versions of this song.
Okay.
And it lends itself where anybody can goof on it and take it any way they want. I mean, there's an Iggy Pop version. There's a version by Black Flag. I mean, there's reggae versions. There's garage rock. Everyone's done it.
Yeah.
Everyone's done it. And
That sounds so awesome.
it's just fun because it's stupid simple.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's rock and roll was DIY. It was a bunch of guys in the garage figuring it out, you know. They loved other music and we can't quite do that, so we'll mix it up and make this. You know, and
Right.
especially punk rock. Punk rock was basically a bunch of ugly guys who couldn't get laid. Let's form a band. I mean, you think the Ramones ever got laid before the punk rock? No.
Probably not.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Sex Pistols, guaranteed no.
No.
But the point is that it's a DIY approach. Just do it. Just have some fun.
Right.
And we're gonna raise money for the regional food bank, so that's even better.
2 to 8 p.m. March 27th, Ray and Wineskill, New York, at the American Legion, Post 1489. Definitely stay tuned for a link on both the Radio X and Mirth Films Facebook page, so you can go and click and follow the live stream. So when it goes live, if you can't make it, which we highly recommend, go in and check this out. It's fun. It doesn't it doesn't get in the way of church. It starts at 2 p.m. You'll be able to make it. It'll be a good time. And yeah, I'm excited, man. This is really, to me, I don't want to say the cutting edge, but like this is the type of stuff we need. Like the
We need
same
to laugh.
boring
Everybody
shit.
needs to
Like,
laugh a
I mean,
little
how
bit,
many?
right?
I mean, there's only so many chicken wing contests, or like you know, I feel like there's so many, like. I can't even think of the word because my brain's fried right now. But like, just I don't know, just events that happen every year, in the capital region that isn't really like branching out, trying to do new or different things. This is maybe it happens next year too. You know,
Who knows?
Who
I mean,
knows?
you know.
and it's all for a good cause, like you said. It's not for profit. It's all going to the regional food bank. And you're helping somebody by just attending or donating or
Yeah, you know, come and drop a couple bucks in the bucket and, you know, have a few beers, get a couple giggles, and you don't have to stay for the whole thing.
Yeah,
You know, come early, come late, come and go, we don't care.
bring your axe
Bring-
if you know how to
yeah,
play.
any local musician that wants to show up, we're going to have 4 guitar amps,
That is awesome.
probably 2 drum sets, a bass rig, and a keyboard. So, even if you're not on that list, this isn't invite only. This is open to anybody. Because we got to keep this thing going for 6 hours.
Yeah,
You know,
keep it
so
pumping.
come up and plug in, play along. Who cares? Have a good time.
I would be interested to see if
I
somebody...
want a bagpiper.
One bagpipe?
So you have a bagpiper. If there's a bagpiper out there, get at me at Radio X, and we'll get you to start the whole thing off.
Yes, a bagpiper would be freaking killer. Yeah, moving on. We got a new t-shirt.
Yes, we do, Frankie. Why don't you tell them all about it?
Okay, so we have a brand new t-shirt. You can check it out right in the description of the video. Basically, John Hughes, our designer for the Cheap Flights and Cornbread, just motion graphic, and honestly the art style I feel like we're going to use going forward.
Oh, yeah.
Designed this
everything.
graphic that you came up with. But
Yeah.
I said the sentence. I still can't remember what it is.
So, about a half hour before we were getting ready to go live at Mean Max, because it's downtown Glens Falls and because I'm just a fucking familiar face, one of my regulars came in. And this is a man probably in his mid-50s, perhaps early 60s. His name's Hans. And Hans, who I love to death, who I believe doesn't have social media, doesn't know when to just like, okay, combo's over, let's boogie. So, which I don't care, but he starts asking Frankie a series of questions about the podcast, about how we go about things
Yeah.
as a media outlet, and this, that, the third. I'm like, all right, well, while he's doing that, I'm going to grab a beer. And as I walk back, Hans starts asking about, like, what are, like, if we have topics, you know, how do we prepare for a podcast? And Frankie is just like, listen, man, if we had a direction If we had a mission, we'd be going places by now. We'd be somewhere with this. So we decided.
That was my words of wisdom for the day. That just come out when I'm drinking fucking double IPAs.
Yeah, the Glen Street Lager.
The Glen Street Lager, which, by the way, Mean Max, you should definitely check it out. I think it would be a great place for the paper.
I'd love to drop them off there.
They don't distribute their beer widely, but they have like 27 different beers on tap all the time.
Ooh.
And like they're all original beers.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's way cool.
Super cool. You could be an average Joe walking in there. Like, I don't like, there's some like craft beer places I don't like going to. I'm not going to name them because I don't want to hurt any
They can
businesses.
be daunting.
Yeah, they're daunting, and that's where the hipsters collect when they leave the coffee shop. Not a place I want to be. Sounds like a nightmare. That's why I like a place like Desperate Annie's or Peter's or what the hell was the place we went to? We just had like we were
Over in
hanging
Troy,
out.
the Ale House?
Yeah,
It's
Super
the
Bowl.
Heritage Bar of Troy.
Ale House. You would love this place, man. They're
joints.
like
They're regular people bars.
that's all you
And I like
want,
dives
man.
too. I mean,
Yeah.
diving. Ale House isn't a dive, but I like dive
Peters
places.
is a dive.
And
I
that's
love
the thing,
dive
like
bars.
I don't know, like especially like I don't know. I'm not the type of guy to go out to a bar and be like, I don't know, on a Friday night at a nightclub. I fucking hate that. I mean, there's a reason why we're in music, but it's just not the style. And I feel way more comfortable with myself at a place like the Ale House or Peter's or honestly Peter's. I was afraid of. I'm not gonna lie. I literally thought I like put my pinky up to have a sip of my beer. I was like, wow, I can't even
I'm gonna
say
get
it.
killed.
I can't say that.
Dude, the fear I had, I was upstairs talking to the bar manager, Kenny French, who, shout out Kenny French, that man does so much to keep the fucking lights on at that place so shitheads like me have a job.
Nice.
So Kenny and I were talking upstairs, and I was looking, because he's got a whole camera set up because, well, you know.
You have to.
Because we're a fucking dive. And I see a Mirth Films hat backwards, and all I could think is, oh my god, Frankie's down there without me. I felt like I was watching, like Dawn of the Dead, with that one guy is atop the building, all by himself in a sea of zombies. All I can think is fuck, Frankie's gonna die. And I look through the camera, and I see this guy who has no fucking teeth, who has been kicked out multiple times for multiple reasons, like getting really close to Frankie. I'm just like, I gotta go save him.
This is this dude. And I'm no offense to him. He seemed like a really nice guy, but he was like telling me like his life story, like just drooling all over himself, which side note, some of the best chicken wings you can get are at Peter's. Organic, chunky wings. They're delicious. So like that's
But
what
you
I
need
came
teeth
for.
to eat them.
You need
Yeah,
teeth.
that's why he
This
was
guy
so
didn't
angry.
have them, yeah, it just was like the way I fit in was I was just trying to like act pissed about things, like blue collar things, like yeah, place should still be open, you know, like oh if they didn't get a second bar, you know, whatever, and I was like okay, now I feel better, and you guys have Bush on tap. Bush is one of my favorite beers of all time.
Bush and Bush Light.
And
Ooh, and Bush Light.
Yeah.
We have
Like
both types.
$2.50 beers.
$3.50 for a pint, $8.75 for a half-gallon pitcher.
Half
It's-
a gallon of oh.
Dude, and
I
we
can
have,
do it still.
Dude, we have regulars who will drink 3 of those and,
sure.
and go home. Coherent as they were when they walked in.
They're professionals.
Yeah,
You gotta respect
it's
the professionals.
Absolutely. We are a bar of professionals. We're a bar of perverts. We're a bar of fucking druggies, junkies. All of the worst people all conglomerated together, and somehow it still turns into a fucking episode of Cheers.
I love it.
That's usually the case.
Ain't that America?
Island of misfit drinkers, right?
Well, yeah. Well, Cheers, what was the motto? Where everyone knows your name? Well, Peter's would be where everyone knows your name because your mugshot's in the post-star.
Nice.
But I love it, dude.
I gotta go up there now.
You gotta check it out.
I'm seeing a
You
road
gotta
trip in
check
my
it out.
future just to go up there.
And it's near cool things, and a festival that happens there, right around the corner from there every year, a Gem Festival.
Yes.
That's put on by one of our friends, Brian Michaels. Shout out. But yeah, Peter's Pub's like right around the corner. Like great place to stop
5-minute
over.
walk.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'll know where to go when I'm up at Gem Fest this year.
There you
Good.
go.
Because
Gem
we're talking with him.
That's awesome. Brian does awesome stuff. I don't know if you've been yet. I finally got to go for my first year. He's been doing it since what, like 2018 or something like that?
I think 17 was the first.
17. He took it from the city. It was like one of those like every bar has a a performance type of festival to now doing it at the Shirt Factory in Glens Falls, which is one of the coolest places in the area, I think, like for artists and just you can rent a room there for a decent cost if you want an office. But Gem Festival gets the talent that reminds me of what has happened in Troy over the past 20 years with music. It's the misfits. It's the non-jam bands. We have way too many jam bands here. I'm bringing them down. We're draining them. No, I'm just kidding. But no, we need more. We need more genres of festivals and stuff like that. I don't know. I just feel like there was like a wave of punk. Bogies died, and then nothing really happened.
Right. Yeah, you get with the festivals especially because you want the broadest appeal. Jam bands and cover bands and stuff like that are safe. They're safe. I mean, you can look at crystals and get a churro or something while some guy's noodling on for 35 minutes. It's not going to bother you.
Right. What are you missing? Yeah.
Right. But if you get like a pretty aggressive punk band up there, or you get an alternative band that's challenging and make it, you got to listen to it to really understand. It falls flat sometimes in the festival setting.
Definitely.
But that doesn't mean it shouldn't be done. You know what?
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Liquid finds its own level. The right people will find their way there.
And by not taking chances, nothing changes.
Nothing ever grows. That's why classic rock has destroyed music.
Completely.
Because, Journey, Foreigner, and Chicago are going to tour again. They roll them out of the old age home. They all sit out there for 35 minutes. They play Don't Stop Believing, You're the Inspiration, and whatever. And, all the soccer moms go home feeling like they're 18, but the new bands aren't getting any help. Where it used to be, you go see an established band, and they'd have 2 or 3 label mates on the bill who are new and up and coming. Like, years ago, Bruce Springsteen opened for Anne Murray.
Okay.
Snowbird and, real MOR stuff, but he opened when he was a nobody.
Right.
I remember going to see Red Hot Chili Peppers, and these 2 new bands, Smashing Pumpkins and Pearl Jam, were the opening acts.
No way.
Yeah, they're
Damn. Okay.
But that's how you broke bands. But now because of these, they won't go away. They just won't fucking retire.
The two things me and my cousin joke about it all the time. 2 bands that I feel like every time I even turn on the radio, at least I'm not gonna name certain stations again. I don't want to hurt anybody, but You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet by Bachman Turner Overdrive or any song by Boston. That's all you hear.
Boston's it's 3 albums too.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's just they all sound this fucking. I love classic rock. I wouldn't be sitting here if I didn't like it. But I agree with you. It's just the same shit all the time on every radio station. It's disgusting.
And then I hear everybody my age going, "Yeah, our music was better." You sound like your parents.
Yeah.
Or if you play something new, they're like, "What's this shit?" You sound like your parents when you put your Kiss album on. You sound exactly like your dad. Don't be that guy.
No.
Listen to this stuff. I mean, you may not like a lot of it, but you'll find a gem.
And that's why it's important to support live music, local live music, because by having that mindset and not going out, there is no next band.
And the truth is, the younger people need to get off their asses and see live music.
Absolutely.
Because you book a show now and it's 40 and up.
Yeah.
That go to see live music because all the young people are doing this all night long. And they can stream it. And streaming's great, don't get me wrong. It got us through the pandemic especially. But, go out and experience it. The guy next to you is dancing like an idiot and you're getting beer spilled on you. Or you just might see a performance that melts your face.
Right.
And, and every band that's ever made it started out as a local band somewhere. So if you go see, a local band around here, you might be one of the people, hey, I saw them at.
Yeah. I saw them play to 2 people.
Right. I saw them play to 2 people. I saw them play a small show in, Albany, and there was 30 people there, and these guys brought it then. I knew they were going to be big then.
Right.
And that's like, that's the whole key. I mean, the Beatles are just guys from Liverpool.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
that simple,
Yeah.
right? And, the Ramones are a bunch of guys from Queens.
Right.
So they made it. And they were local bands. I mean, the whole CBGB scene that we talk about,
Yeah.
not because it was the foundation of American punk, that was a local music scene. That's all it was. All around one bar, because he was making no money. He said, what the hell, I'll just book anybody. And these acts got in there. Blondie, Talking Heads, Television, Ramones, Flesh Tones, bands like that. Richard Hell and the Voidoids. All these bands that people hold up in esteem now.
Right.
Just a bunch of local kids in New York City trying to play music.
We
could have that here. Athens, Georgia with REM and all those guys when they came out of there.
Right.
It was the same thing. It was a local music scene that the rest of the world caught on to.
Mm-hmm.
So get your ass out, see your local bands.
Yeah, go support.
And something other than a cover band. I mean, I love cover bands, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there's people out there doing legitimate original music too. Support them too. Go see your cover band on Friday.
Yeah.
Go see new music on Saturday or vice versa.
Exactly.
And mix it up. See two in one night.
It's not like there's like a wealth of music going on right now or anything like that. There's 5 venues, active venues in Albany, multiple in Saratoga and Boston Spa. Glens Falls is on the come up. 42 Degrees is an actual venue, not just a head shop now. It's freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, dude.
And we've never had that. I'll say, Goose was a big venue.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Never been there.
We have never had that.
Yeah, we have never had that.
Our parents. Well, I mean, your parents are from Albany.
Yeah.
But my grandmother was and is currently dating part of the Mansour family who owned Happenings and Freddy's on Elm, and which were 2 dope ass music venues in the 80s up until the early 90s.
Yeah.
Back at an era when, kind of the same problem we have now. They got their Journeys and their Foreigners and their Bostons at the time. I think the one that really had shown, for one, how dated it was, 1991, they had fucking Foghat there.
Wow.
But they probably sold the joint out.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we talk about the QE2. And that was one thing Shar did at the time that nobody else did in this area. She booked stuff that was up and coming.
Wow.
And Sonic Youth played there. The Red Hot Chili Peppers played there. Sonic Youth and Das Damen double bill.
And what kind of capacity venue are we talking?
It's the Fuse Box. Where the Fuse Box
I've
is
never
now.
been there. That was the QE too.
That was the QE2.
Okay.
There was the Fuse Box.
Okay.
Now it's the Fuse Box again. And they're doing live music. And they're doing different stuff.
Yeah.
But Shar booked these bands that were underground and helped break them. Many Bostoners practically lived there for a while. I saw the Cowboy Junkies there. And we have bigger venues now. That kind of little bar thing is a bit on the wane right now. And I'd love to see, No Fun's doing over in Troy.
Okay.
The pint-sized people. And Desperate Annie's does it up in Saratoga. I like that. Personally, I love that vibe. It's a little bar. Someone's up there blasting away. And it's super intimate.
Right.
And sometimes you're shoulder to shoulder. Sometimes there's 3 people in the joint. But they're bringing it every time. And they're playing every note like their life depends on it. I love that. And like you're saying, you got to get out and do it.
Yeah, you got
My people are aging out. I mean, I'm 55. Okay?
Right.
All right, I'm old enough to be your dad. I've got kids older than you. Legitimately.
Jesus Christ.
Okay? And...
But you're still young at heart.
Yeah, I'm immature is what it really is. But, like you guys are saying, get out and do it. Go to these places. That's how they stay open, too.
Yeah.
They take the chance on booking a band. That costs them money right off the top.
Right.
And if you're in the bar business, to cover the cost of a band, you got to make twice that money back plus 10%. That's just for the band.
And for the bands, from the band's aspect, to help, I mean, which all goes into the whole thing. The biggest competition the band is playing for is they're playing to sell more Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah.
To stay in the bar.
Right.
And if they don't have the numbers, the bar doesn't have the numbers. the bar's closed.
And everyone needs to promote each other.
Yeah.
Like, you book your band in a place.
That's
you
another
got
thing.
social media.
We gotta.
Promote.
We have. This is a very good time right now to go into our next. We are wrapping into the last 20 minutes of the podcast, but this is our time to rant, and usually it's either the message of peace, ranting.
Wait.
And you have a rant.
I do.
And this is a rant.
This is gonna be great.
I do.
Let's hear it.
Dude, all right. To those of you who are fucking deaf or haven't figured out what I do for a living, I'm a bartender. Before I had my own shifts and got to call my own shots, I was helping out a gentleman by the name of Sean Beers. And while I was doing that, I found out that a bar in Saratoga was doing a guest bartending competition. It was a 15-week competition every Wednesday. You would go in from 8 to midnight.
Mm-hmm.
And basically your job was to, leading up to your shift, promote the hell out of the bar, and whichever person was on when the bar made the most money, you won $1,000. Working it, you got 20% of the tips. And my math skills aren't the greatest, but 20% of the tips between 3 people seems a little short end of the stick like. And I didn't care about that because all I was thinking was dude, I'm gonna bartend on Caroline Street. Like it's a step up for
from where you're coming
from rural America me. Like I was really thrilled about it, and I had fun. I really did. I slang more drinks and more stupid ass frou bullshit than I ever have in my life. The only day it was worse was actually about a month ago. 3 kids came in, freshly 21, at Peter's Pub and said, "Can you make us 3 banana daiquiris?" And I wanted to just take pint glasses and throw them at them until they got the message. And I didn't because I'm a good person. So, anyway, this event was supposed to come to completion the end of 2021. We are almost 3 full months into 22, and I have not yet received any word on how I did in this competition, even if they continued said competition, because their social media team that they were boasting about fucking sucks, and I'm super duper irritated about it, dude.
And from what it sounds like somebody put on an event and didn't go through with it.
Yeah, that would be.
You can't do that.
There's a Dimitri Martin bit about it. About how this retirement home had gotten sued multiple times for dishonest marketing. And so they put an apology video up, kind of like BP did after the fucking oil spill.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
we're sorry.
So,
we're sorry for killing everyone.
So in that bit, it's Dimitri Martin saying, "Yeah, we've promised to no longer have dishonest marketing slogans like Tony Bennett is coming to perform tonight," and shit like that. I feel like I'm an old person at that retirement home. I feel like I'm the Gulf of Mexico in 2009.
Okay.
2011.
2011.
2011.
Thank you. Yeah, and it pisses me off.
Well,
And it's $1,000. I hate to say it, like $1,000 isn't enough to be super duper petty about it.
Yeah.
And I mean, $1,000 isn't enough money to give out the name of Spa City Tap and Barrel. So I don't know. I just so that's my gripe.
No. Seriously, yeah, I can see why that would definitely would grind my gears too, man.
Yeah. Other than that, dude, life's been great. I mean, still having fun.
Sun shining.
Sun is shining. Probably I don't know right now.
Not today.
We
Though.
still got.
That's great.
Still asking trivia questions. Still ripping Jeopardy. Still slinging drinks. Still chilling with the man behind it all. I'll come up with like 100 nicknames for Putnam Place next week.
I like it. I need more. I have 2 rants now. Number 1, why is it gray in Albany all the time? Because that's literally like windy and gray. But no, I'm gonna continue on with what we were talking about a few episodes ago about working for free. Pay people on time. Understand what you're doing is a job, even though you're having fun doing it. Don't get taken advantage of, and you're never bigger than the stage. I I think a lot of people need to hear that here in this area, and I only say that because I got into this because I love live music, and I'm doing this because I want to help the next band.
Sure.
Just like we talked about going to attend a band. I do this, you do this, because not because we're trying to make a gazillion dollars. Yes,
that would not suck.
That would
It's
not
gonna
suck.
happen.
But something like that to me is never achievable if you're not honest, straightforward, helping person. The community that we have here in Albany, New York, we have a lot of great people in it, and by all working together, and like in a proactive sense, by all working together, trying to do the right thing is not too bad to ask, and I'm really excited to see how the industry shifts this year. I really am. I think that I don't know. I think that at just like now, like experiencing what I've experienced over the past 5 years, knowing how I could better help bands, it makes me a stronger person.
Sure.
So that's my only rant. Just the golden rule. It's not hard to follow. It's never failed. That's it.
Yeah. That's
Perfect.
perfect.
Do you got any rants?
Oh, I have a real problem with neck beards.
Neck
Oh.
beards?
Neck beards.
Like only the neck.
Only the neck,
Not
yeah.
okay.
Why is that?
I have a problem with Dave Matthews coming to SPAC every year because I have a problem with Dave Matthews overall.
Yeah.
Overrated piece of
Oh yeah, it's almost like I've been saying it for fucking
That's
Ever.
see,
Great.
that's a tradition that happens every year. That's not original.
No.
Yeah. If only who did Saratoga steal it from? Some fucking
Who cares? Give it
sewage
back.
company. Yeah, give
I
it
mean,
back.
I live near that area,
Oh.
and it's funny when the Dave Matthews or the Fish Show shows up at SPAC every year. Like, Stewart's pulls all the firewood inside the store.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, and it's the whole
they lock away all the
from
Sudafed.
exit 9 to exit 15. The whole area smells like patchouli and armpit for 3 days.
Literally, yeah.
Literally patchouli and armpit, and Dave Matthews is like the suburban mom Grateful Dead. These
Literally.
all these little girls going, "Oh, Dave Matthews," dancing with their hands like this, and you see lawyers in their tie-dye shirt acting like they're cool, but it's tucked in their pants, and they're wearing
Exactly.
and they're wearing
Oh, I partied in
loafers.
college.
Yeah, it's like 3 pop-top collars underneath the Grateful Dead T-shirt they bought at Hot Topic the day before.
Exactly.
Stop it!
Exactly.
And penguins and spandex is another problem because penguins should never wear spandex.
How is that a thing?
Right, it just is, and I saw it on a kids video the other day. I'm like, no, penguins should not wear spandex.
Sounds like animal. We gotta call the ASPCA.
The ASPCA,
man.
they have no legs. Why are they
Peter.
wearing spandex? Leave them be. Let them grow neck beards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So-
let
so
them grow
wait,
next
And
so-
listen to
year.
Dave Matthews.
So why neckbeards though?
I get beards.
Right.
Beards are great. But when you grow just the hair on your neck, you look like some kind of, balding Wookiee or something.
Kinda, yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
goofy. You know what I mean?
I don't mind.
I'll put up with a man bun before that. At least with a man
Really?
bun, yeah. I
Alright,
don't
so
care.
let me ask you. Let's say for the sake of this, you have another bar in operation, and we'll say it's in fucking Saratoga because why not?
What?
They loved your Troy bar so much they had to borrow one. A Wook, a neckbeard, a hipster, and a millennial all walk into the bar.
Okay.
You only have to serve 3 of them. You can kick the other out. Which one are you kicking out?
Well, neckbeard's out.
Neckbeard's
Neckbeard's
gone.
out?
Yeah.
That strongly.
Yes. Because
Wow.
damn it, groom.
Yeah.
Give your balls a tug and groom. And probably the hipster, just because I don't want to work that hard. I don't want to have to describe the entire beer menu to you. I don't want to have to give you 6 samples before you decide.
Right.
Now you just beat
Does
me out
this
of
beer
a
have
pint.
red dye number
Yeah.
3
Right.
in it?
You just beat me out of a pint with 6 samples. Right? No, you're not getting a free beer off me. Order something. When I had my place, we wouldn't make foo-foo drinks. I had a woman come in one time and she's like, "What type of varietals of wine do you have?" I said, "Red, white, and pink, and it's all cheap."
Yeah.
It's all cheap.
It's all cheap. It's all out in a box right behind me.
Yeah.
You want it
Franzia.
cold? I'm gonna if that would
Get you
really
some
go.
ice
Yeah,
cream.
Yeah.
exactly. Franzia. Here you go. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. It's an 8-ounce pour. It's $4. Shut up.
Shout out to boxed wine. by the
Box
way.
wine. Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Dude,
Slap the
bo-
bag.
They make
Box
canned
wine.
wine now
Do
too.
they really?
Do they?
Okay.
Wow. I feel like everyone from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is really jumping on that train. After
That's
having
funny.
to hide it in a Diet Coke can for how long?
I don't do wine. I don't get it.
I can do
can't.
any liquor known to man except
No,
gin.
I just don't. Oh.
I used
Gin?
to like white wine, but I don't. After I realized the whole sugar aspect of things, like drinking a whole bottle of Barefoot to your face, like man, what a bad hangover if you don't drink water at night.
The
Like
sugar aspect is the hangover on everything.
It's
Dehydrate
disgusting,
you
man.
quicker.
Yeah.
Stick with Scotch and Irish whiskey, and you're all set.
Just mainline Jameson, Tully's, or, God, there's one. So my best friend's fiance, she had went to Ireland a couple years back. Some special edition of Jameson they only distribute in Ireland,
Okay.
but so fucking good.
Powers is a good Irish whiskey too.
Powers?
Yeah.
How is that in the price range compared to good old JMO?
Right there with Jameson, Tully, Powers. So it's all in the same
like
neighborhood.
55, 60 handle.
Yeah,
Okay.
well now it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
Drive to New Hampshire.
Yeah, seriously.
said they have it there.
Yeah.
And
okay.
it's cheap.
Really?
You can buy a handle of Jameson in a Cumberland Farms in Maine.
Yes.
Wow. I'm going to the wrong gas station.
Yes,
I'm going to Portland.
In case
Jesus.
anyone was wondering how shitty New York actually is,
Oh,
It's not as bad as Massachusetts, though.
I mean,
They
You
have
can't
pot in
even, you can't even
Massachusetts.
fucking buy beer
no.
at the goddamn gas station.
you can't buy beer at a gas station.
No,
Do you have
you
to go to
can't.
a state-run beer and liquor store?
You have to go to a beverage center.
a beverage center.
You have to.
Oh well, considering all beverage centers, at least around here, look like a garage that was rented out.
Literally.
I don't feel like I trust the judgment of the state of Massachusetts on that.
No. I mean, and their weed is expensive, too. So grow your own.
Grow your own. You can have 6
Yeah.
plants now. in your
Self-sufficiency is never a bad thing. Knowledge
Yes.
is power, right?
Yes. Well, knowing is half the battle.
No, it's half the
The
battle.
other half is violence.
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
backyard. G.I. Joe.
So, Mr. Fredette, how do you feel about some trivia to win some money?
Sure. I like money.
All right. Well,
Trivia, not so much. We'll figure
Trivia?
it
Yeah,
out.
fuck it, dude.
We'll figure it out.
So, currently, as it sits, the two winningest contestants on trivia are Mirth Minute superfan Dave Van Scoy, who got a trade value of $36.50 worth of drink chips from Mean Max Brewery.
Nice.
Second place, Doug Quimby, $15.
Okay.
15.
So, because of the fact that none of us can break a $50 bill, and I don't Venmo because I'm not a fucking millennial, we are competing for a total of $7.
$7. All right.
So, we could go about it one of two
It's
ways.
2 slices of pizza these days.
You could either do, I have 3 questions total. We could do $2 a question, or all or nothing, get all 3 questions right, get $7.
Let's go all or nothing because I know I'm not going to get it.
Fuck
so
yeah.
Let's go all.
They're pretty fair questions. I will say, at first, the first couple of guys, you literally like
Hammered
to misery.
into, yeah, dude, but people got resourceful. Let's put it in a neutral spot. Frankie, count that. Make sure that's $7 American dollars.
1, 2,
Careful, one of them's
3,
ripped.
4,
That's like
5,
half a gallon
6,
of gas.
7,
Dude, right?
Alright.
8,
Unless you're
9,
driving diesel
10,
on it, then it's just a, it's a
11.
shot
It's
glass.
nothing.
There's
Okay.
$12 here. I'm just
I
kidding.
was gonna say, dude, fuck it, that's fine. It's not my 50. That's all I care about.
All right, $7.
$7. All right. Double my net worth.
All right. So these are all, well, 2 of them are music.
Okay, that's good.
Which prison did Johnny Cash play at and have a live album produced from? If you can give me the name of the prison or the state, I will accept it.
They're in California, both of the live albums. San Quentin, he did a live record from.
Correct. That's
It
the
wasn't.
one I
It
knew.
wasn't Folsom.
He did a Folsom too, I believe.
Okay, Folsom Prison Blues. This is a song,
That's a
right?
song.
That
Oh,
is-
it's a song.
that's-
Oh, it's a song.
And if you
That's
listen to
a
the San Quentin record, when he gets to the line where I shot a man
In Reno.
in Reno just to watch him die,
Everyone's
the
just
audience goes nuts,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And then
right.
just like, he's like, I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. Yeah, it was like,
Wow.
the only song where I think they get more jazzed up is for Cocaine Blues.
Yeah.
I can't forget the day I shot that bad bitch down. And you almost swear you can hear someone back like, hell yeah, brother. I shot that bitch. All right. Well, while on the topic of music, which country singer sang In Spite of Ourselves?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's a great his and hers song, by the way. Highly recommend it to those of you. I know we have a lot of country music fans in the Mirth Films demographic.
Tons.
In Spite of Ourselves is a great song by...
In Spite of Ourselves, huh? You got me. Maybe George Jones and Tammy Wynette?
No.
Okay.
John Prine and...
Oh, and yes, John Prine, and was that with Iris DeMent, or was it with I don't know, who did you do it with?
I don't fucking remember, dude.
Okay.
I half-assed it. I did these about 4 minutes before we went live.
So I lost my $7 already.
You lost your 7.
$7.
This
That's
is
fair.
for, at the very least, a good plus minus.
Okay.
Something like that. Which capital district township, according to urban legend, was named for a Native American slang word for oh shit?
I've never even heard of that. I couldn't even tell you.
Oh, boy.
Capital region, huh?
Capital region. Township.
What is it?
Township, city, municipality.
Okay. I'm just going to say Schenectady because that's how I feel whenever I have to go there.
Good. That's a good pick right there.
Great guess. It's actually Cohoes.
That makes sense.
So there is a...
Oh, okay.
I've never been to Cohoes. Apparently there's like some fucking waterfall there.
It's pretty cool this time of
So-
year. I
It
ride by
is.
it every day on the way to the office.
So the legend is that two 20-something natives were
What are you doing?
canoeing. We're canoeing. Didn't realize there was a waterfall there, and as they realized it, yelled, "Well, Cohoes!"
That's the home of the toothbrush.
Is it really?
Because otherwise it'd be called the teeth brush.
Wow.
Oh my god.
God.
The toothbrush. That's a
We're
good one.
Oh man,
Home of summer teeth. Some are here, some are there.
I've heard of some really great ways to shit on towns in New York State, but that might be my favorite. When I lived in Chestertown for almost 3 years.
Sure, I bet up there.
And the phrase I heard from one of my regulars at my old job was Chestertown, where the men are men and the sheep are nervous.
That's right.
Dude, but that might be my new favorite.
Or like Melrose, New York, where the family tree is a telephone pole.
Well, it looks like Sean Allen got the question. John
Did he?
Prine. Okay. Shout out
Sean
Sean
Allen.
Allen. Palace Theater.
Don't know who you are, buddy. But
Oh,
good
Sean,
job.
hey.
Yeah.
Call
Sean.
me, Sean.
We got a Kevin Cooper.
No, call him Sean.
Call him Sean.
Call
Call me
him.
Art.
We got Kevin Cooper. What's up?
Oh, dude, Kevin Cooper.
Kathy Conway. Louie. She's
Kathy.
there.
She's one of my girls.
I hope to see. Ed. What's up? And we got Iris.
And of course we have
What's
Iris.
up?
We always have
What's up? How you doing? You probably want to go outside, don't you?
the officially
So she's been sitting
mascot.
here the whole time. We just didn't have a camera on her.
Working on it.
But because of her, we're going to end the podcast. She seems pretty feisty right now. March 27th, Louie in Wineskill, 2 to 8 p.m. The VFW.
Nope.
Fuck,
Wineskill
I suck.
American Legion.
Wineskill American Legion,
Completely
111
different,
Main Ave.
Frankie. Completely different.
Look for the link for the live stream. We'll be putting that out later today. Also, we have some very exciting news we cannot share yet.
Coming soon.
But it is, I cannot wait to talk to you about it. Yeah, thank you for watching episode 11. Thank you for coming.
No, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming down again. And thank you for the high five. High five.
High five.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's how we do
Everything's
it.
better with a puppy.
Yes.
Everything's better with a puppy involved.
Dude, she's 6.
6
Wow.
years old.
She-
You're a 6-year-old.
She is aged gracefully.
Literally. She definitely, uses the face creams and, no, I don't know where I was going with that. But, yes, brand new t-shirt right on the website, mirth-films.com. Go and listen to the podcast, or just, if you want to listen to it in your car on your way to work, just Cheap Flights and Cornbread podcast, iTunes, Spotify, and if you don't want to listen to boring people talk, Radio X, right online. Best distraction for work. It's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm kind of just rambling on at this point. Have a great day, guys, and we'll see you Sunday. Louie. Facebook, YouTube. Yes, I'm done.
Live.
Live. Where else do you want me to say here?